Hey students, time for another math lesson. This is 8th grade math, unit 1, lesson 10. I'll start with an introduction to isosceles triangles. Do you remember isosceles triangles? Isosceles triangles have at least two congruent sides. That means two of their sides are equal in length. The two opposite angles are also congruent. Congruent means they have the same measurement. Look at the picture I drew here with these two examples of isosceles triangles. These are isosceles triangles. They have two congruent sides. This side is 5 units and this side is 5 units. Also, they have two congruent angles. The angles that are opposite of the congruent sides are also congruent angles. These angles are the same. Another example, this isosceles triangle has two congruent sides. They are each 4 units. And the opposite angles are also congruent. That means they have the same measurement. Okay, let's prove that the two sides and adjacent angles are congruent. Look at the first example and follow the directions carefully. It says, here is a triangle. Reflect triangle ABC over line A. Label the image of C as C prime. Okay, let's do it. Reflect triangle ABC over line AB. That's this line right here. Then label the image of C as C prime. Okay, here is C. And when we reflect, I expect C to go over here. A and B are going to stay on the line of reflection, but C will go over here. So I'm expecting the triangle to look like this. The image will look like this. C prime will go here. Now let me try it using the Geogebra tools. Get the Reflect About Line tool, click on the triangle, and then carefully click the line. Ding! Okay, good. I got it. Let me erase my pen markings here. There we go. And then I'll use the Geogebra tool to label that. Label C prime. So C went over here to C prime. Notice that this is an isosceles triangle. It has the same lengths on two of the sides. They are congruent sides. And a little dash mark like this means the side has the same length. Let me draw that over here so you can see that again. A dash mark on the side means congruent sides. These are two congruent sides. They have the same measurement. In this case, 3 units. Okay, good. You did it. I'm going to put a dash mark here because we know that this is also 3 units. We did a rigid transformation. The reflection does not change the length of the side. Okay, next. The instructions say, rotate triangle ABC prime around A so that C prime matches up with B. Here is triangle ABC prime. Notice the C prime. They said to rotate around center A so that C matches up with B. We're going to put this image back on top of the original figure, but not by another reflection. Our first step was a reflection. Now we're doing a rotation. So look again what's happening. First, C was reflected to C prime with a line of reflection. Now with a rotation, we're going to put C prime on top of B. Okay, let's do it. You don't need the rotate tool because the red dot here is a spinner. Put C prime on top of B. Ding! Now C prime is here on top of B. Look at this, angle B goes on top of angle C. Good, you did it. Now read the next question. What can you say about the measures of angle B and C? What can you say about them? Well, I've already answered this. Angle B equals angle C. They are congruent. How do you know they are congruent? Well, look, when you put one on top of the other, it fits perfectly. This shows that isosceles triangles have two congruent sides and two congruent angles. Okay, let's type in our answer. Type it in just like this. Angle B equals angle C. They are congruent. And please keep going. Neither the rotation or the reflection change angle measures since these transformations take the angle C to the angle B, they must have the same measure. I'll type it out. Since these transformations take angle B to angle C, they must have the same measurement. Don't judge me by my bad spelling. I'm not that good at spelling. Okay, angle B equals angle C. They are congruent. Neither the rotation or the reflection change angle measures. Since the transformations take angle B to angle C, they must have the same measure. Look, they're exactly the same. Okay, good job, guys. You can prove that isosceles triangles have two congruent sides and two congruent angles. I'll draw them on here so you don't forget. This side and this side have the same measure. They are congruent. And the opposite angles. So look at my drawing here. I'll draw an arrow. This is the opposite angle. And this is the opposite angle. Opposite angles are also congruent. They have the same measure. Okay, good job, guys.